Hello friends, this is Dr. Sandeep Jain. I am a specialist gastrointestinal, GI cancers, HPV and bariatric surgery specialist working in Jaipur, India. Today we are here to discuss about some important facts regarding abdominal cancers. First of all, let me just inform you what all cancers comes under this broad heading of abdominal cancers. It includes cancer of the esophagus, that is food pipe, stomach, gallbladder, pancreas, liver, colon, rectum, that is large intestine, and appendix. Now, why we are here to discuss about these specific cancers under the heading of abdominal cancers? The very peculiar thing about abdominal cancer is that initial stages of these cancers are only reflected in the form of very subtle symptoms, very vague and non-specific symptoms, which we in a routine life consider as something like dyspepsia, indigestion, very unimportant things in our life. But the fact of the matter is that these symptoms could be the most initial signs of these deadly cancers. Abdominal Cancer Day was created on 19th of May 2019. You may be aware that we have a World Cancer Day to discuss about the problems associated with any type of cancer, but we seriously lack any platform where we can talk about various aspects of abdominal cancers. And why it is important is because they are the second cancer cause of death. So you can understand that out of top 10 cancer deaths, 6 are due to various types of abdominal cancers. So it is very important that we talk about it and create awareness. And with this awareness, this much I can assure you that we can reach that level in the society where we could save ourselves from dying at least from abdominal cancer. Of course, we all have to die, but we can prevent us from dying because of abdominal cancers. The most important aspects of abdominal cancers which we need to understand and create awareness about are the symptomatology of this particular group of cancers. And these symptoms we can categorize into 3 categories: ongoing symptoms, unexplained symptoms, and unusual symptoms. What are ongoing symptoms? They are the symptoms which are going on in your body for say 2 to 3 weeks or more than that. Any kind of vague symptom, say for example sense of heaviness after meals, or indigestion, or evening rise of temperature, may it be very low kind of feverish feeling, or feeling of anorexia. All these symptoms, if are not getting controlled with medicines even for the duration of 3 to 4 weeks, that means they could be an early sign of abdominal cancer. So you must go to the specialist to rule that out. Another category is unexplained symptoms. That means, for example, bleeding from any side, for example bleeding in stools or any lump formation in the abdomen. These are unusual symptoms and you must reach the doctor to take care of these symptoms and find out the reason behind that. Then comes unexplained symptoms. For example, you have frequency of motion 1 or twice a day, but you start getting frequency of motion, for example, 4 to 5 times a day, or alternating between constipation and diarrhea. These are the symptoms which are worrisome, which can be the reason of cancer formation, and you must see your doctors. So these symptoms, why it is important to take care of these 3 categories of symptoms at the earliest, because if we just ignore these symptoms for long, and if they are because of cancers, the cancer has the propensity to grow in higher stages, and we all know that cancer at higher stages sometimes becomes incurable. So friends, please don't these categories of symptoms and see your doctor, specialist doctor, at the earliest. You would be surprised to know that 90 to 95% of these cancers are caused by environmental and lifestyle factors. And what are those lifestyle factors which are the probable cause of potential cause of abdominal cancers. They include consumption of alcohol, consumption of tobacco in any form, poor diet, obesity, stress, and lack of physical activity. And you will see that all these things are absolutely controllable. All these things, they make your lifestyle under the category of poor lifestyle. Why we call it poor? Because they promote development of illness and various kinds of diseases which are lethal to you. So you must avoid these lifestyles, and by doing that you can prevent getting these deadly diseases, for example abdominal cancers, for the percentage of 90 to 95%. This is the third time on coming 19th May that we are observing this day, Abdominal Cancer Day. It was started in 2019 as a local event in the city of Jaipur in India, where we just invited people from our city. That day we had around 600-700 people attending our program, but it was very well appreciated. Last year, because of Corona, we could not do it in a physical form, so we went for a virtual program. But the positive side of that was we went it for the global webinar. And you would be happy to know that last year our viewership was around 16 to 18,000, with 10% of people from across the globe, like from countries like UK, US, Middle East, Australia. This year also we are hoping that we reach more people to make them benefit out of this program. This year we have extended the program also, like in addition to the webinar on 19th of May, we have added a marathon activity on 16th of May. That will be a virtual marathon. And why we added marathon is because it is a sign of fitness. And we want through this marathon give a message to our society that it is very important to keep yourself fit so as to get prevented from any kind of disease, be it viral illness or be it any kind of cancer. Now I am going to cite two examples from my own experience of two extreme nature. One was a gentleman who had vague abdominal pain, not very severe, not even requiring any medication for pain, and had been this problem for say 2 to 3 weeks. But he came to us, we investigated, and incidentally we found that he has got a tumor in his liver. Of course, on investigation, it was a bad news for the patient. It came out to be a liver cancer. But because he was so alert and conscious that he reached to us on time, that tumor was small and in only stage 1. He was operated upon, a major surgery was required, but his recovery was very fast, and it has been 7 years since then that he is completely disease free. So this is an example where you can see the importance of early diagnosis and curative treatment. And this early diagnosis is not only in the hands of doctor. Doctor's role comes only when patient reaches the doctor. Before that, you as a patient, as a person, have to be in charge of your own health by not ignoring these early signs and going to your specialist doctor on time. Another case is the totally opposite type of this previous example. Here we had the patient who had been suffering from bleeding in stools for last 8 months, and he was just avoiding it, considering it to be just simple piles. But when we reached us, we investigated him and found to be suffering from cancer in the rectum. But since it has been 8 months, on investigation we found it to be last stage of rectal cancer, and we could not do much despite best of the treatment in the form of chemotherapy, radiotherapy. We could not save him, and he died of his disease within 3 months of diagnosis. Now friends, the message from these two cases is that the earlier we diagnose, the better is the outcome, and the only thing which helps us in getting these diseases diagnosed early is your own awareness, is your own keenness to reach your doctor on time. So friends, let us join together As we always say, together we can detect these patients at the earliest and fight this disease. Let us do that by joining our hands together for virtual marathon on 16th of May and for webinar on 19th of May, where we are going to provide you a very useful informations related to early symptomatology of this disease, which is easy to conquer provided we are well prepared, aware, and not taken off guard by any of these diseases. So friends, my message to you finally is, you have to be in charge of your own health, and that is only possible with proper knowledge, and that will come through these programs. We are doing these programs on a global level, and anybody on this earth from any country, any place, any city can register themselves for these programs. And for registration, you will be getting adequate informations and links on all the social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. So friends, be aware, be in charge of your health, and let us make it a successful event. Thank you.